I wanted to just come on because last night I was watching the news. As some of you know, I am on the front lines virtually for Corona. So I am a radiologist, so I see Corona on the chest x rays and CT scans that are coming in, the pneumonias that is causing Corona. The virus has a predilection for the lungs. So the people that are dying because they are getting a very severe pneumonia. So I definitely am seeing it in what I do. And so as of last night, according to the news, we may in this country be ultimately seeing a suggestion that everybody wear a face mask when you leave the house and when you go out in public. Okay. So in that to that end, I know a lot of us don't have access to the face mask. And the reason why in the beginning is because they didn't want the general public hoarding up all the face masks so that the healthcare professionals wouldn't have them. But another great idea on the news last night, which was making our own mask. Okay. So I know there was again question about which masks are effective, or do they work, do they not work? Here's the logic of how we need to think about this. First of all, regardless of what the news says, regardless of what political leaders say, you have to do what you can do to protect yourself and your family, okay? As of a few hours ago, I just learned one of my died from corona, okay? I was told he was on a ventilator maybe last week. I just learned word that he has now passed away. All right. So this video is in honor of Sean and all those others. He was only in his 40s. So okay. So I don't care what leaders say. I don't care what the news says. We have to protect ourselves. All right. The corona is the epidemic, the pandemic that's going to take the everyday hero to keep ourselves and our families and our nation safe. Okay. Because every one of us that contracts it, you are spreading. You are not only making the decision for your own self that, oh, I'm just gonna make. I don't care if I'm at risk. I'm gonna take the chance, right? I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna go out. I'm not. When you contract it, you leave a trail of people behind you because you don't start showing symptoms for 4 days. So it's not just a decision about what you and your body are willing to take on as a risk. It is about all the other people that you leave on your trail once you become infected because you did not take certain precautions. So the reason I'm coming on today is, again, I don't want to see other friends and family end up on the wrong side of this, right? So if in order, and like I say, it may be coming because it's happening in other countries where they're saying every time you leave the house, you need to have on a face mask. Think about it. These are respiratory droplets. When people speak, when people cough, sneeze, these thousands of droplets are coming up out of their lungs and respiratory system into the air. All you have to do is be within 6 feet or even more for you to inhale those same thousands of droplets of virus that now are ready to invade your own body. So it really makes sense for us to protect our nose and our mouth from these invisible invaders every time we leave the house, because you don't know who's infected and who's not. I don't care if you're going to a hospital. I don't care if you're going to the grocery store. I don't care if you're going wherever you're going, to a restaurant for takeout. Any of those people can be a invisible carrier of this virus. You do not know. So why take the risk? Because it doesn't hurt anyone to wear a mask, right? Again, if we're going to make our own mask at home, that's even more of a reason why we need to protect ourselves and our family. So I wanted to come on today to show how I learned on the TV last night how to make your own face, okay? What to do is piece of fabric. Obviously, you want to choose something that's a little bit sturdy, right? Because you're going to start to fold it like this, kind of like an accordion type of style, but just a little bit of distance between each fold, okay? Then you're going to go on your ironing board. Can you guys see this? You're going to go on your ironing board and you're going to iron it down flat, okay, so that you have these nice creases in here. All right, this one I already started If you can choose something breathable, that's awesome. I just happened to choose a pair of old cargo pants that I hadn't worn literally in like 10 years, okay? And cut little squares out. So you go and you iron it down and have your nice creases, and you end up with something like this, okay? Now, all you're taking is 2 rubber bands. This one I already started. As you can see, I just stapled, you see these staples here? I just stapled the rubber band into a fold in the fabric, and now I'm going to do it on the other side, okay? So I'm going to take my rubber band, I'm going to make a little fold, and I'm literally going to take my stapler and go like this, okay? Now, it may not be perfect because this is my first one, but look, all right? Now, I can leave the house. I can go to the grocery store and pick up essentials. I can go pick up whatever I need to pick up or check on somebody who's ill or whatever. Essential things is the only reason we should really be leaving the house. But now I have more security to know I can protect my nose and my mouth from these invisible invaders, okay? Again, I just want to say rest in peace to Sean Boynes, who was a college friend of mine who just passed away from coronavirus. This is serious, okay? And if we don't get a handle on it, it's going to get out of control the same way it did in Italy. They say Italy waited too late. I don't know. I'm not an expert. But we have to get on top of this. Do not wait until you receive some kind of executive order to do something to save yourself and your family, all right? These are personal decisions where if it's a droplet, logic tells us prevent that from getting in your nose and your mouth, okay? So I just wanted to come on, share that with you, how to make your own homemade mask. That way you don't have to feel guilty about robbing supplies from healthcare professionals, which I completely get. I completely get that. But anything at this point is a barrier to prevent the virus from getting in your lungs. It may not be 100%, but it's better than nothing because you don't know who has it. It takes 4 days to develop symptoms. There's a lot of people walking around as vectors, as carriers, who are threats to us and our family, okay? So there are 40-year-olds dying from this. There are 20-year-olds dying from this. There was a baby who died of this a few days ago, okay? We don't know who is going to succumb so severely to this pneumonia and who's not. It's not worth the Russian roulette. It's not worth the risk. It takes us no money, barely any effort to make this, and it's not hurting anyone. And please don't worry about looking stupid when you leave the house because it's not about that, right? And think of it like this. If you wear your mask, you may feel silly literally for the first time. I've been wearing a mask for 2 weeks now every time I wear the house. You may feel silly for the first time, but here's the thing. When you wear it, you now give permission to that other person who was feeling silly about wearing it. You're giving them permission to feel more comfortable. So the more of us that wear it, the more of us take our health into our own hands, the more of us are protecting humanity, are protecting our communities, are protecting the people that we love. So let's just get to it and let's do it. So I want to see a lot of homemade masks coming up. So again, don't be surprised if this comes down as an executive order in the next few weeks, because a lot of countries are doing it, and I want you guys to be prepared to know how to make it. It's super easy, okay? So this is Dr. Dawn with SheMakesMore.com, and I'm going to see you guys next time, okay? Bye.